All right, and we are back for hour 3. Welcome back, everybody.
Hi.
Scott just took a big bite of something, so it's time for him to start DMing. Go for it, buddy.
Fucking got him.
Got him.
Wrecked.
I get 1,000 gold unless you interject in 3, 2.
We can just do that. I didn't know that's how D&D works.
It's
That's
time.
cool.
It's time to introduce Scott to the Gaudium meme. You don't think he knows what that is?
The what?
No.
The
No.
got him?
Yeah.
Got him? Well, I know what got him is because I've heard a million times.
No, but the Gaudium meme.
No.
Oh, I don't even know what this is.
Yeah, you
No.
do.
You do.
You
Got
definitely.
Got him?
Yeah, the D's nuts, Gaudium.
No.
Come
Oh,
on,
right.
what?
Stay pure. Stay
Get
pure,
off.
guys. We're not
Let's
talking
do
about
some
this.
education. Teach us the ways.
Scott, is this how you feel every day?
Yeah, it is.
This is horrible.
Sorry, I had to deflect right there, man. I didn't want to be caught in the only one in the
Thanks.
dark
Thanks,
here.
Hanging out with math is too long. Doing the
Yeah.
deflection.
God, that
That's
hurts.
true. Mm.
Why
He
don't-
just
That's your
deflected there.
strategy, though. That's your strategy for everything. Is
just
like
live-
if
just-
somebody attacks you, you're like, but over there.
I'd make a great politician.
Yeah, no kidding.
I don't think so.
Look, anybody can do it nowadays.
You don't have enough dirt under the carpet. You know what I'm saying?
That's
There's not
true.
enough-
That's true. I can work on that.
I mean, yeah. I mean, start doing some seriously shady shit so that we can like find stuff in the future.
That's
The-
why
the
he's playing
only
Thonk
thing-
right now. It's his practice.
Right, I'm
Yeah, there you go.
practicing. I'm practicing.
The only thing keeping Mathis from a lucrative political career is the fact that he has not committed enough scandals in his life. Like,
That is literally the only thing. I am just
Only thing.
too perfect otherwise.
Only thing. I want to. Let's
I'm waiting
Hey.
for I'm waiting for Thonk for you to take leadership on Thonk because I just foresee madness ensuing. Every cleric does that and it gets insane late game, like level 20-ish. It's absurd.
20. My God, you are looking far into the future here.
Bear, you gotta think about the future. You gotta have goals. You gotta have
It's true, yeah.
motivations, man.
Just real quick, Bear. In the older editions, you literally had to plan your character out level 1 through 20 because it was just such a convoluted, broken system of like,
Really?
if you didn't plan every breath your character took, you might miss the opportunity to be that god character. And now you're like the schlub that's just like a really well built character that sucks compared to everybody else who totally over hacksword their characters. So like, to be like,
Over-hacked.
oh wow, my character's good at like singing but sucks at life.
I think we've been playing more whimsical and fun and playing with what our characters like. We're not min-maxing, but I was playing in high school with a group of min-maxers, so it got a little.
Well, it's also 5e min-maxing at best means
It's
I'm
easy.
really good at like 5 out of 50 things. Woo! You know, like there's very little min-maxing in 5e. Anyways, so moving on. You guys were commissioned to have all that stuff made. You do all these wonderful things. Thonk, when you guys head back to that place, do you tell Thonk about the armor? How do you handle the armor?
I think I wanna see what he knows about it. So after Grumman brings it back in, I go to Thonk and I say, hey, you know about that armor you got? Did
What
you look
about
at it?
Yes, but it's armor.
Yeah, it's dwarf skin.
He nods thoughtfully to that. And what do you plan on doing with it then?
Getting the fuck rid of it.
I'll take it.
You want to wear that?
No.
What are you gonna do with it?
I will take it to my temple.
Yeah, you gonna worship it?
No. Don't worship dwarves.
I mean, the guy. Well, we met a dwarf, and we showed it to him. He wasn't very happy, and there's probably more.
I have a feeling the dwarf won't be coming into my temple anyway. He'll never know.
You wear that on your chest, buddy. Okay. I'm just gonna go.
As I have a brand on my chest. But if you willingly hand it over, I'll take it.
Yeah, I'm just like I would have really loved to get rid of that thing. I feel like a little bit of a camaraderie with my short little dwarven brethren. So
Yeah. Then Thonk takes it, and you never see it again.
Yeah. All right.
You
Well,
never see it again, aside from like all the parts hanging out of his backpack. His
Aside from
thighs.
The
It's just
dwarven
like
faces hanging off of his new Grumsh temple.
I'm not with them, right?
Dwarf nose hairs, just kind of. It's up to you. If you were the one that would have carried it there, that he can't really carry it right
No,
now.
I carried it back, but I felt like that was a more.
So you kind of like plopped on the ground and was
Conversation
like,
that
"Bye
they had
guys, I'll let you talk about this in secret without me there." Hey, I'm not saying Gromman would not just drop it and walk out. I'm just saying, is that what Gromman would do?
Well, I don't know. It seemed like he went to go talk to
Sure.
him.
So you kind of like dropped it at the house, and Otto approached Thonk at a different time from when you dropped it at the house.
Sure. Yeah.
Sure.
Let's go with
Sure.
that.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna like I said, basically I'll just take it to the temple, and you won't see it again.
All right.
Until that one day when you see it again. I'm waiting
Well,
for that.
if you come into the temple, you may see it. But if you stay out,
I'm waiting for that moment.
He shuts the door and then he like undresses and puts it on, and he's like naked underneath, and then he does this like Grump shit.
Would you fuck
you
me?
also don't actually. Oh, God.
I'd fuck me.
Grumsh. Grumsh, would you fuck me? Cut.
I just want him so bad.
I'm never going in that temple
This
ever.
is.
I
I'm
wouldn't.
glad we've been here.
I'm never going in.
You actually, after a while as well, you actually don't see the sword on Thonk anymore either.
Oh.
That's a really nice sword. Gromman could use a sword like that.
Otto absolutely notices the absence of Skullcrusher.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Skullcrusher's
Ramen,
is in the temple.
Otto wants to know what happened to it.
It's in the
Where's-
temple.
That's a
No,
fucking
so, like-
legendary weapon, right? You're probably just keeping that shit in the temple. You gotta give that to like fucking Gromman or something.
That shit is being displayed.
It's literally a legendary weapon.
I'm
You
not
can't
gonna let you just
display
leave.
it.
Yeah, no, that thing's coming with us. Otto is the.
Here's a super powerful weapon of legend. I'm gonna display it in a fucking shitty hut temple that no one.
that will never come back to.
Yeah. I fucking dress up in wolf skin and fucking prance around.
No, man, I'm gonna be adamant about that. Like, I'm not gonna let you leave that shit around. You told me I was gonna write the next chapter of this thing's story. It's not sticking in
Fucking
my
chapter isn't stated.
The next
Oh,
chapter of
fucking-
the story is being written in the temple.
No.
That shit has been. I've been doing things with that sword. It's.
Don't phrase it like that.
Okay.
We'll go details. We'll go details another time. But yeah, it stays in the temple.
No, it doesn't.
So does Thonk for the most part, actually, as well.
No, it's coming with, man. You don't know it yet, but it's coming with.
So Otto's
That's the thing, when we eventually leave this town, he has to bring it. So it's
Yeah.
That's fine. I'll let you know what I've been doing to the sword for the month and a half that it's been in the temple when we leave,
Yeah.
Mm.
Go for it.
Math, does think you misunderstand the way winters work in the north?
or longer.
You guys are there like 4 months.
That's fine. 4 months of desecrating this sword is gonna be great.
This just sounds so. Oh my God.
Oh,
No.
And draped, like as if you go into the temple, like it's being displayed and draped. The dwarven skin is being draped like over it or under it. I'm going out of my way to make sure the sword gets fucked.
okay.
skull fucker.
Skullfucker.
Okay, so before everything else, before we continue on, I'm curious. When it comes time in the future for we'll do the sword last. We're gonna do the sword last. Okay. So you guys,
This is how Thonk dies. I'm just kidding.
Angering a dwarven god.
time passes. Eventually, the winds get worse. The snow gets worse. There are literally where it will snow for like 5 days straight, and each day is like 1.5 feet of snow. And sure, you guys have your house, but it's not like this isn't where a plow comes by and cleans it. Like there are literally like there will be a week straight, mind you, if they were in weeks for 10 days. There'll be a week straight where every day all of you are shoveling. whether it be your temple because you just chose not to go home those days because it was just easier not to like try to trek your way back over there. But like there are days straight where you're just shoveling. Now when I say
While Grumman's shoveling, Grumman looks at Otto and he's like, "Do you want to build a snowman?"
oh god.
I'm just kidding.
Because even back then they knew.
I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say by shoveling, you have Grommen shoveling around the house, Otto having a drink for Grommen, and Rye occasionally throwing like a ball of fire at it, just like melted out of her way.
Yeah, she's just scorching rays like the driveway, and then like.
I just love she's like sitting back, drinking a drink.
So
I like to imagine she's got it on a low setting, so it's just sort of like a heater coming from
like
her
a
hand.
simmer.
Yeah.
So you guys are dealing with these kind of really heavy winters that take months and months and months before finally people start talking about how the weather's getting better. Like, oh wow, it's starting to warm up out here. This is getting wonderful. And you guys like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know. Grumman's all right.
Grommen is a different beast altogether. But in
Rye's
general,
dying. She doesn't leave the house.
it's
So that's just like bud up.
Grommen more wood. Grommen logs. Grommen. And so you guys grab what you need to get through. So the winter is over, or nearing an end, it's over, and things are melting up well enough that you can actually trek out of there if you'd like. Now, of course, there's lots of warnings if you leave too soon that there are a lot of Yetis that will still attack when there's a little bit of snow on the ground because they've been a bit hungry because it's been a long winter. There's warnings about like goblins and orcs setting traps along the roads. What you think is just, it's a little bit of mud. It's actually like a sinkhole that they've put together, so it looks like you're getting kind of caught in the mud. Then like something breaks underneath it, and you're caught down there, and they come and like attack you with spears and murder you and take your stuff. There's a lot of warnings about the winter wolves that are equally hungry that are coming out and just freezing people on the side of the road and eating chunks of their flesh. There's a lot of warnings about the polar bears coming out of hibernation, and the goblins have all gone scarce, learning where their homes are, and so they're kind of coming closer to. There's a lot of warnings. You get the point. So you do wait a little bit longer than maybe you would want to, with the weather having turned, before you finally leave. But it's finally that time. It's like 4 months later, 4.5 months later. You're ready to head out of this place. You collect a couple of things along the way. So Maggie, along the way, had Grommen spent a lot of time with this eagle, and this eagle actually, eagle, yes, eagle, actually is going to accompany Grommen. It's kind of like, I don't want to leave you, and the eagle's like, wah! And so they choose to bond their friendship, and the eagle is actually going to travel with Grommen moving on. You have Rye, who eventually makes her way to the tailor that she had paid to make this cloak of feathers, and this took almost the entire winter. We're talking like it was finished a week or two ago before finally this thing is done, and this thing looks gorgeous. Just it was raven, yes.
Mm-hmm.
The raven feathers that are coming off of this thing, and just the way it sits on her, how badass it looks. Literally just kind of like hugs her in all the right places to like compliment her in ways that just make her seem like intimidating, not like, oh my god, sexy, like just very intimidating. How just the sleek blackness falls on her. Even one day when
becomes very attractive to Grumman. He's real into bird things right now.
Oh shit.
That was your plan. That was your plan. Skinny legs, feather cloak. So you guys, so one of the things that you notice is that the cloak is actually so well treated, whether it be the natural oils of the feathers or something they added to it, that one of the days that you're outside and it's actually raining, like a slushy, horrible rain that's hopefully helping to melt the snow, is it actually rolls off the cloak very, very easily, which is very nice. The cloak is it's warm, it's comfortable, it's nice, it fits you very well. You very much enjoy the cloak. Hano goes, and after he collects the furs from that poor tanner, actually you'll have to end up spending money on that as well to have the rest of it made. You were able to go and get your Yeti fur armor made for you, and I want to say that this looks gaudy, ostentatious, and obnoxious, but I think the way Otto would say is it looks on fleek. So I mean,
so sparkly.
It is a thing. Now.
Otto is big pimpin' is what he is.
Big pimpin'. Oh man. So Otto is he's yeah, and so he's wearing this thing, and he's doing like that kind of like 60s thing where he's like strutting down the street, and it's like with that walk going before.
I was thinking more like the I'm too sexy for my pants. Too sexy.
Now, Thonk, however, is collecting a hoard of items and leaving them locked in his temple. And when you guys are finally going to leave and everything's kind of like all set up, and you're like, okay, we're finally traveling south. We have so many things we have to do. We have that. We have many tasks that we want to do that are to the south of here. And you know that probably the next best place for you guys to go to is multiple towns and villages and whatnot along the way. The next big city, noteworthy city that you really want to head to is Luskin. That's what you've discovered along the way. Found the best track to get there. You probably head out with a caravan to make sure that you have like you don't lose your way along the way, or you can head out on your own. It's up to you. But the way that when you guys go to leave, one of the things that you notice is that Thonk comes out, and Otto almost immediately would realize like there's no sword in his back, and where is that armor? Though I don't think he cares so much about the armor. So you guys are literally in your home, kind of packing up your things, getting ready to leave. Probably not even going to say goodbye to Cassius because,
What about Skull Crusher?
Yeah. Yeah, Thonk, where's that massive legendary sword?
Being taken care of inside my temple.
Don't you want to bring it?
No.
Yeah, what do you mean? We're leaving. You can't even go in there anymore.
Gromit pulls out his axe and is like, why would you not use such a weapon? It's better than my weapon. And he puts it back in there.
Otto's like kind of heartbroken, like, Thonk, we're gonna bring Skull Crusher, aren't we?
It's in safekeeping in capable hands. I'm not trained to use such a weapon anyway.
Yeah, but Gromit is.
Yeah, Gromit is.
Gromit doesn't worship Grumsh.
He cut his hand.
I cut his hand.
I kind of leads into Addo, and she's like,
Let's just go get it.
You're welcome within the temple.
Oh my god, are they gonna do their own stealth mission again? This is gonna be it.
Oh, you can't hear her say that. No, yeah.
No, I didn't hear her say that. I'm saying it out of character.
No, I was talking to Thonk mostly.
Oh,
but,
okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. We got our own little thing going. We gotta go get that.
Yeah.
How is he not gonna?
So while they're whispering, Gromit's like, but why you no train? You have 4 months to train. I train you. You could have told me.
Those 4 months were spent building the temple and recruiting for it, Gromit.
As they're
Hey,
talking,
what? So we leave it here? It just
Ryan Otto begin to
somewhere.
slowly out of the room.
yeah. We just slink out of the room.
And Gromit just keeps like asking him questions about like why he's putting all his money into like something that's just gonna stay there when we're gonna leave.
Thonk gets annoyed very quickly.
I don't know how we're gonna like hide this thing.
How far's the temple?
Hey, it's not far.
I think once you hand it to me, like he's not gonna be able to. Like, what's he gonna
They
do?
won't take it. It'll be like giving it to Big Brother and like, yeah, come get it.
The method is so fucking vague that it's irritating me.
You just ask what I did with it instead of saying we're gonna take it.
No, we're going to fucking get it.
You're not gonna be happy.
All right, so we like
You're not gonna be happy. I wanna hear Matt.
Ryan and Addo like leave the house and they slowly shut the door so it doesn't make a sound, and they like jog over to the temple in the like light snow that's left.
What do we see, Scott? Or Mathis?
Oh, when you go into the temple, I don't know.
I will let you describe it. It's your temple.
Yeah, we're like coming up to the temple now. So
Yeah.
The temple actually is very, very basic looking. It's very simple. On the outside, there's just the eye to Grummish, but that's about it. It's not ornate or elaborate whatsoever. It just looks like doesn't look like it's a shack or anything, but it also doesn't look like, it's like painfully obvious. It's pretty
just like a plain one-story room.
Yep.
It was like an old dilapidated or semi-dilapidated whatever wooden shop that he purchased and converted into his temple. You know what I mean?
Very simple.
Okay.
I look over at Ryan. I go, he's never been one. Sorry, I'm gonna reset my line here. Never really been one for appearances, has he?
He's got no taste at all.
As like we look
I
at
like that as like you're just in this
Yeah.
like ridiculous.
and I'm in like a sleek, sexy raven cape, and we're like looking at the shack like no taste. He has
No class. Unbelievable.
Is the door locked?
No, it's open. There are. I don't know how. It's up to Scott how many people belong to the church, but there should be people there.
There will be people
Roll the
that
dice. Make Mathis roll.
No, so I'm gonna roll for you, or actually, Mathis, if you want, roll me 46. That's how many people you're able to recruit to the temple.
Okay.
Come on, ones.
4 people.
4 people.
Honestly, wouldn't surprise me.
All 6s. He's a douche.
14 people.
Right, that's not bad.
That's a good amount of people.
Okay.
That's pretty average. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's exactly average. All right,
Okay.
yeah, that's exactly average. So,
Right doesn't knock on the door. They just like creak it open and like slip inside.
Mm-hmm.
Are there people there, Scott?
I would say, well, I mean, this is morning, so I would say yes, there are people, but probably only and that many people.
6. It's a good number
Okay.
of people.
Okay. Do we
I mean, 6 out of
immediately,
14. Gotta
do
step
we
it up.
immediately see anything when we get inside, Mathis? Like do
Yeah,
we see
so when you walk
people
in-
plain sight?
No, I imagine there's more than just this one main room. There's like probably 2 or 3 side rooms, so maybe not even everybody's available there, or maybe those side rooms are only locked out to you. Describe, please.
Yeah, so you walk into the temple itself. Again, it actually is pretty simple. There's a couple places to sit, though there's not like, pews like you would think in a church. A lot more open space, a lot of area that is clearly used for battle, whether it be training or whatever. There's blood. There's like stained blood on the ground. There are weapons that are on the floor and leaning against walls. But there are areas to sit and pray. But as you go towards the front, there is a little altar, and hanging over the altar, you can see an eye of Grummish, and right below that, you actually see the sword out of its hilt, propped up against the wall, and underneath it and draping underneath it is the dwarven leather that has been cut up to not be armor anymore, but more be draped over the sword itself.
One of the things that you would have noticed is that when you tried to cut that leather, it would have been really difficult.
Tough. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, the only thing that you could get that could even put a nick into it out of your possessions was that sword itself.
I was gonna say the thing I would have used would have been the sword without even thinking about anything
and
else.
even then, it would have been like you would have been like hacking at it for a long time. Like it would have been very difficult.
I very much, as you all approach, you actually notice that the sword itself doesn't look particularly cared for. There's dried blood on it. There's obvious attempts at scratching and some successful attempts at scratching out the name, Skull Crusher, and with the leather being draped over it as well. It's almost like it is being displayed as a sign of disrespect to the dwarves more than anything else. And it's very obviously put below the eye of Grummish on purpose. And it looks like over the past 4 months, it has been abused to all hell.
I think we need to get Thonk some help.
Upon seeing this sight, here's Otto's face progressing through all these realizations.
I just admit, Leroy like
I need that as a gift now.
sees
Internet's
line
dumb.
and like comforts him. She like puts the arm around him.
It's okay. It's okay.
Skull Crusher?
He's gone now.
I can't be serious with this.
Maybe we leave this part of the story out.
She like pats him again.
He is completely inconsolable.
Otto realizing that they're realizing Otto never rolls natural 20s. You see a natural 20 on the story of a sword that got destroyed. That's what that is.
Right like starts escorting a sad Addo out, and then one of the like Grumsh recruits is like, "Can I help you?" And she looks at him and goes, "Fuck off!" And, like walks Addo out of the door and like back to the house.
Just so completely distraught.
Don't leave me with artifacts of gods that I hate.
Okay, and do you guys choose to leave the stuff there, and then you guys are going to? Well, I suppose filling Grommen before we leave the city.
Yeah, Grommen's like, so where's Skull Crusher?
Otto just starts crying.
On the spot. Right, like tries to hush you before you can say.
Grommen immediately goes and like hugs Otto and looks at Ryan. He's like, "What you do to him?"
He killed it! He's pointing at Thonk. He killed it!
He killed who?
He killed Skull Crusher!
He kills. You kill. How you kill Skull Crusher? How you kill a sword?
Oh, it's like fucking hyperventilating like a 6-year-old. Chris! You can't even get it out. He's still like, this is Otto's the sword of legend he's sung of for years, and he finally got to see it, and it existed for one day before being completely just annihilated by Thonk. And
life's a lot more fun with wild cards involved, right, Otto?
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Thonk doesn't say anything. He just ignores it. Like, you should.
Right, like pats at her and she's like, "We're leaving," and then she looks around her and goes, she looks at Thonk, sorry, and goes, "You're in trouble." Like her tiny stature, just like pointing up at him with her like little raven cloak on. "You're in big trouble."
No. Thonk.
So as we leave the city, we are going to take our third and final break. However, before we go, I will leave you with this. While being evil and all of that, not even mentioning the rest of it, that studded leather was +3 studded leather, which technically makes it legendary. And that sword, that was not just a +1 sword. Let's just do that.
What? No, what? I want to know what the sword was. What was it?
It was a +2 sword that when you hit a giant, they had to make a will save or have their intelligence dropped by 1 with each hit. So you could theoretically kill a giant with just raw intelligence damage because their IQ is already so low. It sits at, say, a hill giant. It sits at a 5. You could theoretically 5 hit a giant.
5 hits, it would just die from dumbness.
Just it'd be stunned like.
You
Listen.
took away our ability to kill enemies with dumbness.
You don't understand. My D&D priorities is always roleplay story over powerful items.
I love how Mathis never even says, "Hey, I cast detect magic on it."
Because to Thonk,
I cast
like, this sword could be an amazing god of a weapon, but to Thonk, it's more important to make an example out of it than to use it for its intended purpose.
I'm just saying, next time he comes across a weapon of Grumsh, like the spear,
Or legendary armor.
like that chest thing that he has on him. I'm just saying maybe we should cut out that hunk of chest, that hunk of.
Rai serves a higher god than
just
fucking
take his
Grumsh.
spear.
Maybe Rai should take a Grumsh relic and fucking destroy it for her shadow god.
Listen, all I'm saying is I found the secret room, all right?
He's like, "I found it, so I get to do whatever I want with it." He's such a child.
Right, break time.
Thonk is, break time.
Let's fight her in the break.
I'll see.
This is actually what happens off camera.
Yeah,
by
like
the
we
way.
always do.
So
You
good.
come back from break and you see that Mathis is like broken and bloodied and
No. But the thing is, at the break, Beth is be like, "All right, I gotta go," and he comes
Yeah.
back whenever we start again.
Yeah.
I can't hear
We'll
you
just
guys.
mute
Sorry.
All right, we'll be back in a couple minutes, guys. Don't go anywhere.